earth shall soon dissolve like snow. The sun forbear to shine, but God who called me here below will be forever mine. My chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior, has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns. Unending love, amazing grace. Unending love, amazing grace.
Amen. Youth and children, y'all are dismissed to class, and adults. Adults who are left, they can say amen that you're left. Amen? Amen. Hang in there, Darlene. What a gaggle of young people and kids. That is awesome. Well, I've heard some of you talk about the book. I haven't heard anybody come up to me and go, Matt, this book has dramatically changed my life after one chapter. So, first of all, stay with it. Yes, there might be an occasional big word or a deep thought, but that's A.W. Tozer, so you got to stay with it, okay? So, hopefully you brought your books, or if you circled or underlined or wrote something down. I have one book left. Never mind, I have no books left. You need to read chapter 1 real quick. We have another hand? I will get some more. We had people, see, it was one of those things, we have a list, and then people didn't sign up on the list, but then they wanted a book, so we will get some more books. We will order some tomorrow morning. Hey Siri. Just a second. It does work. Hey Siri. You're not going to work in front of everybody. She's shy. Oh well. No, it doesn't. Not anymore. Hey Siri. Remind me tomorrow morning to tell Trish to order some more of the Pursuit of God books.
Okay, I'll remind you.
Here we go. I told Sarah to tell me that pursuit of that degree has just caused me to pursue other degrees. And so I'm continuing to do that. And so it became an action that I stopped, and man, I got the bug, and now I got to do it again. And so now I'm doing it some more and doing some more school and starting in a couple weeks. Well, then a couple years ago, I started running. And I've told you all this story, but I got on the scale one day, and I saw a number I didn't like, and I thought, I better do something when I'm 42, because when I'm 52 or 62, I may not be able to do what I can do at 42. So I started running. And so I ran my first little 5K race, and I finished it and didn't die, and thought that was pretty good for 42 years old. And I figured I just saved my body all my life. I didn't really do a whole lot of physical activity or whatever. And then I ran my second race, and at the end, they gave me a medal. Well, I never got a medal in high school. I mean, I never got a medal in high school. I didn't play sports in high school. I didn't play sports in Little League when we moved around too much. They gave me a medal for running a race. And on the back, it says, ROTC, Tough Turkey 2013. 3 years ago. It was the Saturday before Thanksgiving, and you had to run up Ingram around Lake Hollingsworth, up the hill and back down. That was what made it tough. And I finished first place in my age group, which was 40 to 40. There's only like 12 people in the race, so it was kind of easy. But that's okay. I still finished first, and you can't take it from me. And so I thought, you're going to give me a medal for doing this? Well, I started running some more medals, or running some more races, and all. They kept giving me medals. And I thought, well, this is the coolest thing ever. I get to run at the end, and every time I do this, I make them put it on me like I just won the Olympics. I'm huffing and puffing, and I'm like, and like they go to hand it to me. I'm like, thank you. I won a medal, and so now I have a whole rack of medals. Now I only sign up for a race if I know I'm going to get a medal at the end. Because if I don't have something to show that I did it, I don't want it. So I began to pursue medals. So I'm signed up for like 5 races this spring. I've already checked. All of them are giving. And it ain't a medal to finish. It's just a medal to finish the race. I mean, if you can walk, you can cross the line. They're going to give you one of the same medal that I got, and I can finish first. And I get the same medal. We pursue things in life. And we probably, in your life, you've probably at times pursued something. Maybe you pursued that girl that you're married to, or that guy, right? You saw her. Now, mine and Shauna's story is different about how we met. She's not here tonight, so I'll tell you the truth. We had met as she was going to her college in Birmingham, and I was in, so we had both got recruited to kids ministry camp Victory in Samson, Alabama. Is that big in the bottom of Alabama, out on a dirt road. They do these kids camps, one in this fall and 2 in the spring, 2 in the fall, and then they do a youth camp. Anyway, so we met, and we saw each other. And I can promise you right now, this is the part she agrees with, the part she remembers correctly. I could have said, Shauna, would you marry me? And she would have said yes, and we would still be married. We knew after the first weekend that we were going to get married. She will tell you that I kind of ignored her. But she was with some other guy, so I didn't know what, and I literally had with a girl before at all, so I'm off market. And so we meet 2 weeks later to do youth camp early. So we went to Panama City that afternoon, Sunday afternoon. We skipped church and went to Panama City together. And on our second time ever meeting, we had been under the water, and we came up and we kissed. We both had a mouthful of salt water. That was our very first kiss. But in pursuit of her, and she says there was something about a horse, and I ride the horse. And I asked her if she wanted to ride the horse, and she said no. And I said, okay. So I rode the horse, but she loves horses, and she should have gotten off the horse. That's not how it happened. But I was like on a horse, you know what I'm saying? I was like, come on, baby, you can walk. I'll ride the horse. We began a phone call. We were separate colleges all spring, and all we did was talk on the phone conversation with how I look. So then she could fall in love with my voice and not have to worry about anything else. And then finally she moves down to go to college with me, and I meet her folks and she meets my folks, and 9 months later we're married, and in 4 weeks we'll be at 22 years. So there's been a pursuit, and that pursuing doesn't stop after you get married, does it, guys? You got to keep doing that. And sometimes we stop the pursuing part and we get in trouble when we do that. We pursue things in life. Here's the point, the one point, it's on the sheet I want you to take home. That your passion will determine your pursuit of God. Your passion for God will determine your pursuit of God. See, whatever we're passionate about, we'll pursue that. I'm passionate, I'm pursuing. I don't know when I'm going to ever stop. My wife says I should stop now, but I got addicted to it. I like getting the medals. I built a thing to hold my medals, and I got to feel about that, running and doing that and staying somewhere near. Passionate about my wife. I want to pursue that relationship and make sure that at 22 years it doesn't begin to die off, but it gets stronger. We're going to turn that. Our pursuit is determined by our passion for God. And if we're not passionate for God, we'll never pursue Him. One of the most telling, and I didn't think I was going to share. I want to share it. If you didn't, after we're done tonight, you go back and take a chance maybe to read it back a little bit. It's on, mine's on Kindle, so I don't have a page number. But here's what he says. How tragic that we in this dark day have had our for us by our teachers. That we've had our seeking done for us by our teachers. It's my job to seek God for you or to pursue God for you. What I want to do is passionately pursue Him. Moses trying to get a passionately pursue God, but you have to be the one to do it. Take us to our text tonight. It's let me in Paul's second letter to the Corinthians. He wrote this in 2 Corinthians verses 8 and 9. I think it's on the screen, I'm not sure. We are hard pressed on all sides, but we are never frustrated. We are puzzled, but never in despair. We are persecuted, but are never deserted. We may be knocked down, but we are never knocked out. That's Paul talking to the Corinthians. By the way, that's J. Phillips' translation. Paul's passion for God drove his pursuit of God. And it didn't matter what bad stuff happened to him, he was going to pursue God. And nothing would deter him from that calling. So I want you now to go to Psalm 63. Psalm 63. And a funny story, me and Alan have the same Bible. It's exactly the same. In fact, I think I may have bought it for him. Every time I put mine down, he picks it up and I pick his up. And so he knew it was mine because he had the white space from my white spaces sermon. He knew that was mine, and I just found his notes from his last sermon in his Bible. So I got to switch back with him. But look at Psalm 63. I just want to read it to you. It says, David writes, "O God, you are my God. Early will I seek you." I want you to look for the pursuing idea, the passionate following of God. "O God, you are my God. Early will I seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh longs for you in a dry and thirsty land where there is no water. So I have looked for you in the sanctuary to see your power and because your love, that's the hesed, that's great, that's something like God. Loving kindness, or hesed is the Hebrew word, your hesed is better than life. Your mercy, God, is better than life. My lips shall praise, bless you while I live. Do you see the pursuing? As long as I live, I'm going to bless you. I will lift up my hands in your name. Now, that tells us that David may not have been a Baptist right there, but it's okay to lift your hands. Remember Carmen, the music guy? For years, I used to go to Carmen concerts. He used to say this thing, the reason you raise your hands in church is because in school, if the teacher asked you a question and you knew the right answer, you raised your hand. He says the right answer, and you raised your hand. That's Jesus. Y'all didn't get that, but that's okay. That's Jesus. You should have all raised your hand right there. My soul shall be satisfied as with marrow and fatness, and my mouth shall praise you with joyful lips. When I remember you on my bed, I meditate on you in the night watches, because you have been my help. Therefore, in the shadow of your wings, I will rejoice. My soul follows close behind. The King James right there, I will follow after you. That's the chapter title, by the way. Tozer picked out right there. This is the verse used. You're right, me. But those who seek to the lower parts of the earth, they shall the sword, they shall buckles. But the king shall rejoice. Everyone who swears to him shall glory. But those who speak lies shall be stopped. And praise from David, right? And David, like, God, you are my God. I'm going to praise you. You're awesome and things are good. And in your name, I don't know where David was at, but I just got to imagine it was a great time in David's life. Amen? No. The title to that psalm, here it is on the screen. A psalm of David when he was in the wilderness of Judea or Judah. A psalm of wilderness? Really? Oh God, you are my God. I will praise you. My lips. How many times did he say, I will praise you with my lips? I'll raise my hands to you. I'll praise you all day long. He wrote it in the wilderness of Judea. He was in the wilderness of Judah or Judea because his son Absalom had run him out of town. David was the king at the time. And his son Absalom had dethroned him for a short time. And David was on the run again. Common theme in David's life. And he ends up in the wilderness of Judah. And from there, listen to the couple of verses again. Now that you know where he was at. Oh God, you are my God. Early will I seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh longs for you in a dry and thirsty land where there is no water. I have looked for you in the sanctuary. He had gone to the sanctuary because he knew that no matter where he was at, he could always find God in the sanctuary. Don't forget, at this time, the temple is not built. And so the sanctuary was the dwelling place of God. And so that was, at that point, that physical representation of the presence of God in the midst of the land. Because your loving kindness, because your mercy, because your hesed is better than what?